Sleep your way into better mental health. Hi, my name is Luke Vu, PhD, clinical psychologist, mental health expert, helping young men overcome digital addiction, depression, and anxiety. For this video, we're talking about something absolutely essential and unsexy, sleep. Besides the obvious part of needing sleep to stay alive, we're going to take a look at how it can alter your mood, how sleep alters how you learn, and even affects how you respond to therapy. Quick disclaimer, I'm not your psych, this isn't treatment, and if you need a psychologist, you should find a registered qualified psych in your area. So what are the psychological benefits of sleep? Well, sleep is massively important, and it's probably the single most overlooked form of psychological and physiological intervention. Yes, we all know sleep is important, but why should we care? Let's go through all the vital things that are affected when you lack sleep. Motivation. That early gym session that you wanted to go to ain't happening. How about that 8 a.m. lecture? Nope. You're sleeping in. All your goals that you have planned are completely derailed. And when your plans consistently fall through, it makes you less motivated to plan at all, especially when you can't trust yourself. A pretty brutal domino effect that can be solved by turning off your phone before you go to bed. Appetite. After sleeping in, maybe you don't have the time to get or prep that healthy meal before your first lecture or meeting, and you eat something fast and greasy instead. You tend to choose unhealthier, more calorically dense options. Mood. You're less enthusiastic and more irritable and less satisfied with things. In fact, you're more likely to have access to more negative memories than positive ones. And in turn, this affects your self-control. It's harder to delay gratification, resist urges or temptation, brain power. You struggle to articulate complicated concepts in your head. Your attention span and your vigilance decreases, which affects how you learn new incoming information, and even being patient with a challenging customer or client. Coffee has never been such an important pillar in your life. Decision making. You're less cognizant of your long-term or dietary goals. In fact, you're in a state of mild stress and irritation, and you lean towards short-term relief or distractions to compensate for your mood. This could mean that cigarette that you've been trying to quit or procrastinating with Netflix. Physiological changes. The strength and functioning of your immune system is dependent on how much rest and energy your body has. Lack of sleep affects how easily you get sick. On top of that, it affects your testosterone levels and how fast you physically age. Sensory perception. In extreme deprivation, you might hallucinate, experience paranoia, and mood disturbance. The lack of sleep is highly related to road accidents and associated with dementia, increased risk of cancer, metabolic disease, organ failure, and in some rare cases, even death. Sleep deprivation is even associated with tau amyloid buildup in the brain, which is one hypothesis underlying Alzheimer's disease. So why is sleep important? Well, you get the idea. Sleep is vital, and increasing the quality of sleep is free and simple to implement. So let's cover some sleep concepts. What is circadian rhythm? A circadian rhythm is your body's natural clock. It's your body's way to calibrate, synchronize, and regulate hormones, neurotransmitters, and other biological processes, such as body temperature and metabolism, which means that in a 24-hour cycle, your body clock or circadian rhythm will regulate your alertness, arousal, motivation, and how you synchronize with the external environment. We also know that chronic disruptions to your circadian rhythm put you at greater risk of disease and mental health issues. Your body clock is regulated by the suprachiasmatic nucleus, which responds to light stimulus. In fact, it's thought that the sunlight that passes through your eyelids can begin to activate wakefulness as you expose yourself to even more sunlight. And that's how you calibrate your sleep-wake cycle. Strong, natural sunlight signals to your brain to suppress the production of melatonin, the hormone responsible for sleepiness. This is why when you wake up and take a few minutes to observe your surroundings in the daylight, you feel your alertness levels increase. It's also worth considering from a dietary point of view that meal timing and task timing are also affected by your circadian rhythm. In fact, making sure that you're productive and proactively engage in your task in the morning is critical in setting up the momentum for the day. Conversely, eating late at night and doing stimulating tasks before sleep can also delay sleep and disrupt your natural sleep-wake cycles, affecting the next day's motivation. If someone claims to be more productive at night, is this a natural preference or a bad habit? Well, some people feel more alert at night and have some difficulty sleeping before midnight. Sleep scientists believe that there are about 30% of people who have the night owl chronotype. Now, it's thought to be largely genetic, and researchers still aren't sure if you're able to really shift it forward or backwards in the long term, but it is possible. I work with many patients that are genuine night owls, and Not everyone falls in this category. In fact, more of them are likely to have a maladaptive sleep pattern or productivity pattern. It's likely that you have a procrastination problem during the day. When the anxiety of your task builds up to a sufficient level, you rely on this fear to focus on your daily tasks in the evening. Oftentimes, what may look like a night owl chronotype is really just a procrastination problem that forces you to delay your sleep to be somewhat productive. What does the ideal healthy sleeping ritual look like? There are some basics when it comes to sleep hygiene. The first and most important is consistent sleeping and waking times that allow you to feel rested upon waking. The times are consistent. You don't oversleep in on weekends or pull all-nighters. The second is to ensure that your cues around sleep are only associated with sleep, meaning that you use your bed only for sleep and sex while avoiding watching movies, eating, gaming, chatting, or using your phone on your bed. Have a sleep ritual that sets the mood for sleep. Use a predictable ritual such as taking a shower, brushing your teeth, reading a book, wearing PJs that can subconsciously signal to your brain that it's time to wind down. You can effectively condition yourself to start the process of sleep if you have consistent sleep cues. What are common bad sleeping habits, and what are some practical solutions? The big one is smartphones. Recent research estimates that about 95% of adults have their phones in their bedrooms during sleep, and 80% report that they've used their smartphone when they should have been sleeping. Overall, using your smartphone before bedtime delays your sleep by at least 30 minutes. Now, I think the overall trend is also increasing more and more as people integrate their lives digitally with their emails, their calendar, chatting apps, dating apps, Discord, Reddit, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. Hear me out. It sounds pretty barbaric, but charging your phone outside your bedroom, or at least further than arm's reach, can dramatically reduce the delay of sleep by at least 30 minutes. Importantly, you'll start to practice the initiation of your sleep process and you'll unwind faster. Will therapy work better if I improve my sleep? It sounds hyperbolic, but if you are chronically sleep deprived, improving your sleep is the most effective way to improve therapy effectiveness and your health in general. Your mood will be more stable, you'll feel better and react better to emotional stimuli and new information. Your motivation will improve and you're less likely to avoid goals set in the daytime or the homework that you've been set during your therapy sessions. Your appetite will improve and you're more likely to choose healthier options and stick to your intended meal times and recommended portions. Your physical health will improve as your immune system strengthens with enough sleep, meaning that you won't get sick as often and you'll recover quickly from workouts and exercise. Your cognitive function, your learning, your memory, and processing will improve. Self-regulation and self-control will improve, and you will choose actions consistent with your longer-term goals. Sleep is so ordinary and is overlooked, but its effects are very, very underrated. If you're keen on getting on top of your goals and working on yourself, improving your sleep is the recommended first course of action. Sleep keeps your mind and body strong. With a little practice and discipline, if you take care of your sleep will take care of you. Hope you found this useful. Don't forget to hit subscribe. I'm Luke Vu. Be kind, be you. Catch you next time.